Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4. We are playing as Chile, now known as the Mapuche state, because we have handed the land back to the natives after a very nasty civil war, and now we are prepared to begin our crusade against imperialism. The best thing to do, of course, bully all of our southern neighbors until we kick out all European influences, beginning with Uruguay. We did get Brazil into a faction, which at the very minimum means I don't have to worry about them for a while. I may choose not to call them into wars, it's really up to me, but I don't have to worry about them until such a time that I want to kick them from the faction and then kick them to the curb. I'm gonna start training more of these cavalry divisions, by the way, because I think with so many bonuses working for us, the cavalry is actually pretty darn good. I mean, we've got a lot of focuses down over here that we already took a look at in our political focus, for example. That gave us an extra, like, 5% attack there, we got another 10% attack and defense there, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it just goes on and on and on. I really do think that my strategy of going for lots of cavalry and mountaineers are probably going to be the best way to go, at least in the early game as I take over South America. Once that's done, I don't know, maybe we really can just swap to a nothing but cavalry and, like, light tank army or something. Something fast. It's ridiculous, but if it works, it works. Not to mention, we can get some really, really good metals. Holy crud, some of these are solid. Wait a minute. Supply consumption minus 15% and 10% breakthrough? Okay. Organization, recovery, and defense, 10%? What are some of these metals? Some of these are freaking amazing. 5% attack and 5% defense. I mean, good God. What the heck? What the heck? How could I say no? I'm starting to wonder if maybe going for a heavy political power generation character is the right way to go. Jeez, dude. Anyway, the crusade against imperialism is done. I'm not going to worry about anything like unified by will or unified by spirit yet. These are pretty good, to be honest. So if I go for unified by will, basically I have to have subjects, and I automatically will annex and gain cores on all Amerindian and Polynesian subject states. So if I hold off on this until I conquer the entirety of North and South America plus Polynesia, I literally annex them and become a one-tag superpower in one shot. Or, we don't worry about that. We go for unified in spirit. And this means that I'm going to get extra political power, extra organization, more stability, war support, attack, and defense for everything. And every one of my puppets will also have this, which is kinda nuts. Not worried about it right now, though. Let's continue focusing on things like our economy. We also should have a bunch of decisions now. There it is. All right, look at this. Look how many peoples we have to liberate. I need to liberate every single one of these people. That is the goal of this series. Every one of these indigenous peoples who have suffered under the yoke of European imperialism, we're gonna have to free them. That is my goal. We could start with the Rapa Nui people, which are, I believe, the little guys over here. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, absolutely, that is a thing. Do I have anything on here that I care about right now? We've got... No, not really. Not really anything. Okay, you know what? For good measure, let's start. We're gonna liberate Rapa Nui. Boom! Look at little Easter Island! Look at little baby leader! Brilliant! And we can also start justifying war goals stupidly quickly now. 35 days, super duper cheap, super duper fast. We're great at getting war goals now. We're gonna generate our fair share of world tension. It's gonna happen. But it's like reduced by, what is it, 60%? Like, oh, hello. For the most part, I don't think most of the world's gonna care, which is hilarious, because Europe's gonna care pretty soon. The Mapuche declare a crusade against imperialism. Yes, the state will go on an anti-imperialist crusade on which they will liberate the people of the Americas from European oppression. Haha! Say goodbye to colonialism, fools! Now, even as we start all these fights, I still have to be very cautious about my manpower situation. It's going up right now because I have extensive conscription. It's actually also getting burned down because I'm occupying Argentina. But for the most part, they actually seem surprisingly happy. So I'm not really worried about them right now. We could actually release this nation, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're okay right now. So, yeah, we have to be very cautious. As I fight these wars, I still only have like 100,000 manpower. That is not a lot of manpower, and it's not going to be going up since I'm not taking a lot of core states for myself. So yeah, be very, very cautious. All right, I'm just gonna say go attack. Let's see what happens. Can you guys push through this aggressively and win? The answer should be yes. I'm not gonna worry about bond purchases because the war's gonna end too quickly. Let's go ahead and devalue the peso for a year. Yeah, I think we have to do that. All right, let's go ahead and devalue the peso. Cavalry, go ahead and make an immediate push into their victory points, and then we'll just surround and kill them all. Bada boom, that should be it, right? Yep, there we go. Say goodbye to Uruguay. Good news is we also get a bunch of guns, which I like. We could puppet these guys, but I'm pretty sure I could also just take the territory myself, and then we'll just have to hand it off when the time comes. Let's not forget we always want to take their navies, too. There's really no reason to leave them with the ships. I can just take them myself. So confirm and exit here, but I think what's going to happen now is we'll go back to decisions. We can liberate the Charrua people. Perfect. That's another little tiny subject. Hooray, you're free. Be free, little friends. Not really, though. You serve me. Oh, right, we need to justify. Paraguay, you're next. I didn't really lose much time, to be honest. That was like a few days' war. It was really, really fast. Ah, but then we get the Great Chilean Earthquake. Yes, this was actually a very famous earthquake, wasn't it? 28,000 people die this day. All right, well, we do want to help the people. And then after 360 days, relief efforts is going to be gone. Yeah, this just kind of is what it is for a while. Say hello, consumer goods. It's fine. Great time to devalue your currency, right? Yeah. Do we want to focus on the cattle and wool? Just to go for the attrition and supply consumption reduction? No, if this affected, like, let's say combat terrain, I'd be more excited about that, but we don't see that. Infrastructure is not too exciting. We have to wait until the devalue of the peso for 365 days is done before I can continue with my economy. So we're going to swap over to the army. Let's get some more army experience, military factories, and see if we can find ways to boost up our cavalry just a bit more. I'm actually going to go ahead and create a spy agency as well. Collaboration governments against some big folks like, I don't know, the United States. That would not be a bad way to make it a little bit easier to make them capitulate when I need them to go bye-bye. So I think we'll consider that. Okay, and with that done, let's see. Department of Propaganda. No, not really worried about that. More operatives. It is a little sad to me that, honestly, this whole thing looks exactly the same as Brazil. It is the same, isn't it? Is there any difference? Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I don't think so. I think this is basically the exact same thing we already saw as Brazil. All right, well, whatever. Do you want to go for the military factory construction speed or more military experience gain? Kind of depends. What do we get here? Motorization efforts for trucks? Or more organization and such for units in general? Come on, anything here that helps, like, my cavalry? Because that's what I really want. I think this stuff over here actually might be unique to us. Okay, I think that's the one difference from Brazil. Wow, okay, sure. Infantry just better in mountains. Everyone becomes a mini mountain engineer. Sounds great. Oh, here we go. Ejército de Chile. Get me extra attack and defense and organization across the board. Yeah, there's a lot of things we could do over here. I guess we'll start with the military factories, though. Oh, is it gonna be worth going for cars in the long run? It really depends on if I get a lot of fuel. I think I'll just go for the army experience gain for the moment so I can continue working on stuff. There's my justification. All right, so we'll just go ahead and attack you next. I'm gonna go ahead and start immediately justifying a war goal over here against Bolivia. That's only gonna take 35 days, not too bad. And everybody just go. Oh, wow, the attrition here is pretty terrible, isn't it? That said, Paraguay has basically nothing, so we can just run in here and grab their capital no time flat. Wow, that was easy. We're literally having a hard time fighting in this one stupid little... Ugh, gosh. All right, fine. We got a 40% boost to the attack of all of our cavalry, by the way. That's kind of one of the things I'm talking about. Like, that's not inconsequential. It's pretty good. There we go. This should be easy. Thank you. All right, Paraguay's out. That is a good example, by the way, of a case where I think we spent more manpower than I wanted to. Not ideal. All right. I'm surprised we still have no one else we can release. I kind of thought we would by now. There's another... Oh, this people right here. The Guarani people. Ah, we need to conquer some territory from Brazil to make that a thing. Got it. Let's go ahead and take on Bolivia. Start justifying a war goal against Peru. Now, Peru's going to be tougher because they've got a lot of mountains. We should think about doing naval invasions around them when the time comes. Yeah, but for now, cavalry and everyone else, just go, because I see that they have a largely undefended border. And Bolivia was extremely easy to take down. No sweat. Let's go ahead and take all their land, too. Which allows me to reorganize their government for 50 political power. Okay, so I don't liberate them, I'm just gonna reorganize. I mean, if I'm just gonna reorganize, I don't know, that doesn't really feel like much of a liberation or anything, you know? I mean, they get extra stability and support and manpower. They could start, you know, training up some stuff for me, or I could hold on to this and hope I get some manpower in the future. It's a thought. Then again, I'm also really suffering for manpower right now. Good lord, some of the rebels are getting around. Hold on, let's go ahead and root out some resistance and save myself manpower that way. There's my justification for Peru. All right. So, the mountains are going to be the hardest thing to take down, for sure. But we're going to distract them as best we can with what we've got, especially since I do have mountaineers in these areas. So we should be able to fight pretty effectively over here. I mean, that is kind of the entire point, right? Still not great, but that nighttime modifier is what's getting me there. So, yeah, okay, fine. Well, we still have a 20% attack boost across the board there. That's not bad. I think at this point they're distracted, and they're actually worried about Brazil, too. So let's go ahead and get my navy, and then we will launch a naval invasion. And off we go. A whole load of Mapuche cavalry ready to land around Lima. Then we'll pop up over here, cut them off at the border with Brazil, and clean them up. And we might as well actually boost up our mountaineers just a smidge and unlock the rangers. Trying to remember, again, I don't use this very often, but those are objectively better versions of the recon. So we should definitely start using these, I think. Right, well, these guys are properly distracted. Lima, let's get you hit and surrounded. There we go. No defenses, and Lima shall be mine. There we go. That's the port that I was looking for. Thank you. So if I can just push up over here to the border with Brazil, which we should be able to do, that's going to be an easy cleanup for Peru. That took a really difficult war in the mountains and made it completely reasonable. Poland just refused the German ultimatum, which means that World War II is about to begin. Man, if I went for Unified in Spirit right now, we would get some pretty nice benefits. I mean, that extra attack and defense is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. I think we hold off on it for now, though. I am going to go ahead and get the ahead-of-time research bonuses for trucks and stuff, just so we can get mechanized in the future. Look, the cavalry is not going to be great forever. It's surprisingly good right now, but that doesn't mean that it's an eternal benefit, all right? At some point, we're going to have to modernize. I'm going to micromanage my units a little bit, by the way. Since we're so low on manpower, it is not worth throwing ourselves into really bad fights right now. I got to be careful with what I'm doing here. Let's not get cocky. Case in point, we've all of a sudden lost an absolute ton of equipment. We had a surplus a month ago, and now it's all gone. Yikes. Soviet Union just declared war on Finland. That's all stuff that's going to continue happening, no problem. I'm just going to ignore these guys, let them sit here and just kind of suffer massive amounts of attrition. All I have to do is push up to one more victory point and we win this war. Honestly, this right here might be all we need. Let's see if we can push into this. Tell you what, Brazil, this is why we have you. Jump in, help with this. Thank you. And America is sending me guns and stuff. Well, that's very kind of you. Unexpected and ill-advised, but thank you. And that's the end of Peru. Thank you. All right, Brazil got no war score. We waited till the perfect moment to ask for their help, when I didn't need it. All right, confirm and exit there. Now let's take a quick look at the situation. Okay, I can't afford to keep doing some of this. We got to take on a few more. I need to take down Ecuador. I need to take down Ecuador, and I need to take down Brazil. All right, we're going to go ahead and release Bolivia, I think. Well, I don't know if I want to release Bolivia, but I definitely need to take Ecuador and part of Brazil, so that I can release a nation here, because this is going to cost me a ton of manpower to maintain. Bolivia is causing a lot of resistance issues. Yeah, I just don't have the manpower to go around. Go ahead and release them. It's fine. It's fine. We're just going to do that. We're going to fill out this whole list, whether it makes perfect sense or not. We're going to do it. I don't anticipate Ecuador is going to be difficult for me to deal with, though they are democratic. There's a chance that they join allies. If that happens, I might find myself at a war with the allies much faster than I expected, but I think we got to give it a go. How's World War II going? The Germans have taken Denmark, Norway's going down, Poland's out, they've made it way to Paris. All right, November 1939. You guys are going a little slow! I would have finished by now. All right, I really do hope this does not end up leading to a war against the Allies. Go, 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 everyone go, make your way over here. Grab some of those victory points as fast as you can. France is out of the picture. Okay, come on, get up into Quito. A little faster, a little faster, a little faster, and that should do it, right? Thank you. All right, no fight against the Allies. Yes. Now, Brazil, I'm sorry to say it, but it's gonna have to happen now. We're kicking you out of our faction. Should you be scared? Yes. So what we're gonna do is work our way along the highly populated coastline of Brazil around Rio de Janeiro. And we're not really that worried about the Amazon River quite yet. That seems like a terrible place for us to be fighting. Especially with cavalry. I can't imagine horses are very good in the Amazon rainforest, can you? 60 days is a long time to wait for a war goal, unfortunately. But it's fine, I can be patient. And we can specialize some tanks now. Armor defense and organization's nice, but armor attack and then all attacking divisions, not armor, but all, get speed. That works with my cavalry. Just makes them faster. How does tank research make our horses run faster? I don't know. What the heck? I'm sorry, what? The Germans just declared war on their Reichsprotektorat. What? I don't know how that happened. Okay. Can't believe I still only have 2 research slots in 1940, by the way. It just feels wrong. I should have more than that by now. And here goes the war against Brazil. Okay, this time I'll call in all my puppets so that we're all ready to work together. Go, 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 see what you can do. I think my cavalry should be able to do some pretty solid damage here, to be honest. These are even just infantry at night, and they've got decent enough attack. It's just, you know, these guys have really high entrenchment value. Jeez Louise. Well, whatever. With my sheer numbers, we should still be able to punch through a lot of this. I'm gonna try to use some cavalry to get some small little encirclements, grab a few key ports, make sure these guys have nowhere to go. We are apparently punching through the Amazon, little bit by little bit, which is fine. There we go. Port is now mine, which means I can collapse on all of this, and that's a small encirclement taken care of. Then we just push up to Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and along the coast to any other high population areas. That will leave Brazil with nothing but a rainforest, which is not great for guerrilla warfare. Great as far as, like, it's really easy for me to just clean them up, though. They'll have no industrial base left. Can I hand... Oh, good. I can hand off all the Incan territory. Thank you. All right. This means I no longer need to worry about any of this. Perfect. The Incan Empire exists. So that should save me a lot of pressure. That saved me about 20,000 manpower just from occupations. Good. War's going great so far. The devaluing the peso is done. Good. Now I can work on other stuff. Let's see. Armor and artillery. No. Strength in the bank. Consumer goods? It's an industrial concern. Man, there's a lot of those. Good lord. Resource gain. Yeah, that's fine. More military factories. Immigration. I was not impressed with that last time I got to see it. Yeah, I think we go ahead and grab the factory output. No, we're going to go ahead and start with the consumer goods and the resource gain. Then we'll worry about getting some more factory output and stuff. Now's the time we can start boosting up our economy a little bit. Kind of late, though. I mean, again, 1940, and we're only just now getting to a lot of our industrial focuses. I don't feel super confident about that. We do get to go very far ahead of time in mechanized, though. Hello? At this point, I think Brazil's going to be a pushover. They don't have a lot of troops left on their front line. They're retreating everything they got to the Amazon River. So this should be pretty much it. Liberate the Guarani people. Yes, that is something we said we wanted to do. That solves me some problems, so I don't have to worry about Paraguay and such anymore. Freeing up a tiny bit of precious manpower again. And Brazil is down. Easy. All right. So I got all the war score. Guess what I do? I take all the territory and I take all the navies. And thank you, it's all mine. Mine, mine, mine. Except not really, because I'm going to return it all to the Brazilian government. And now I don't have to worry about Great Pindorama. I don't know where that comes from, but okay. So this means I turn my attention to people like Colombia and Venezuela, yes? Which are allies and Axis aligned. So at least they're going to be probably by the time we're done with this. I'm a little concerned about that, but I mean, we've got to keep taking what we can. Are we sure there's not any more territory I can hand off to some people? Like, why would I want this? Who else? Does this doesn't belong to anyone. Huh. Okay, wait, no. Great Pindorama has Guapor... So, like, you're a core. Why didn't you get this? I should find a way to give this back to you. Do I want to return 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? Yes, give those all back. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about it. And I'd love to train more troops, but without more manpower, there's really not much more I can do. My manpower is truly atrocious. And there's really not much more I can do to make this better, to be honest. I mean, I guess there is service by requirement at some point. It's going to hurt us in a lot of other ways, though, so I don't know how much that's going to be a good idea. Yeah, we really need to... Maybe I can ask for, like, garrison support from Brazil. There we go. Give me 40,000 manpower or so. Thank you. Do we want to nationalize copper? That'll make a lot of people angry if we do things like that. Not that I necessarily care. We could try to make ourselves better in deserts and stuff. I really don't know what's going to be best for us anymore at this point. We could get myself some air experience and stuff. I don't really care too much about that. We could go for the whole Unified by Spirit stuff. And if we do that, we make a lot of our vassals much stronger. Not that I'm really relying on their help that much, but it's not bad. That said, it'd be really kind of fun at the end of this to just go ahead and use Unified by Will. It'd really be fun just to do that for the heck of it, for the giant tag change. You don't get those very often, right? It feels really good to see those. Ugh. Alright, let's just go ahead and start working down this. I want a research slot. Well, let's go ahead and declare our war against Colombia. Next, start the war goal for Venezuela. Hopefully that ends up being okay. I'm not going to attack much through the Amazon. That would be disastrous. And let's go ahead and call you guys in. Now, one thing I'm realizing I could be doing, instead of just taking the territory myself, I originally was thinking I could take territory from all these people and I'll just hand them off, but since it clearly takes a little bit more effort across multiple wars to unify a people, better for me to just go ahead and puppet Colombia rather than annex it. And you might say, well, that means you can't hand it off. Yes, you can, actually. If we take a look at this over here, the liberating of the Isthmo-Amerindian people, as long as all of the nations that hold all this territory are my subject, I can click the button and unify them all under one tag. So I kind of have an unusual amount of power over my subjects. I'm all about it. Colombia joins the Allies. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just almost had this perfectly where I could have gotten in here and stopped this. No! All right, there's there's France and folks who just joined. Okay, so now we're at war with the Allies. Good, okay. They're bringing in Canada and stuff, Yeah, no, peachy. Okay, that's fine. It means that I need to go take this territory away that's around Brazil, which is something I kind of wanted to do anyway. It just means now I have to be afraid of when the United States decides to join the Allies, things are going to suddenly get a lot tougher. There goes Colombia. Thank you. Let's declare our war against Venezuela next, and hopefully they just join the Allies, because that sort of seems to be what they do. Yep, okay, so even though it didn't make sense, they did. And the US is sending me freebies. Thank you! So the question is how quickly we can take down Venezuela so I can finish off the Allies and kick them out of South America. Great question. The answer should be pretty quick. I can't imagine it's going to be anything other than that. Oh, we need to get over here and make sure that the French don't take this port. That would be a problem. Okay, Venezuela is out. Good. I want to hand this all off to someone else and not worry about it. Now we got to clear this out. If I can take the rest of this territory, we actually can create another puppet this way. Okay, we're pushing Britain out of this port. That should be mine momentarily. Need to get into this port over here as well. See if we can push out the French. The more ports I control, the easier this gets. Just a little bit more to go. If we can just take this port, we're going to have them. We're trying to surround and push them out. And there we go. Okay, so that's going to be taking these guys out of the picture. Big win. Boom. Okay, can we now establish a federation in the Llanos? Yes, we can. Good. Okay, so that leaves what? I think it means we start pushing up through Panama and take over Central America. As I see it, though, the problem I've got is that I am completely out of manpower. Oh, it's not good, is it? No. And I'm really not sure what to do with all my political power except for just hand out medals. Left and right, hand them all out. Oh, I just realized, if we're fighting against Britain, can't we go and take the Falklands and South Georgia? Yeah, I'll bet you we could, actually. We should probably plan on that. So let's go get Panama. We're going to crush these guys really quick. They're going to join the Allies, because, you know, shocker, of course they are. Fortunately, I'm still not at war with the United States. I don't want to be, because they're giving me free stuff. So I can't actually take over the Panama Canal, which means I probably can't release this nation. Anyway, Panama's down. Great. Yeah, I need the Panama Canal, and I need Costa Rica. Well, you're next on the list. We're just now starting to catch back up on a lot of our equipment, by the way. Thank God, too. Woof, and I am woefully weak in a lot of areas, in my opinion. I do not think we have very strong divisions at all. Not for lack of interest on my part, it's just we've really been struggling to get enough army experience and everything else. Plus, at the end of the day, guess who's out of manpower? Let's try promoting immigration. I don't think that this is going to help me much. I really don't, based on what we had last time we played this game. But if it can get me any amount of manpower, it might well be worth it. Maybe. Oh, wait, I actually don't need the Panama Canal, apparently. I can just take all of this now. Hey! Boom! That creates a nice, healthy-looking little boy! Look at that puppet! Yes! And I've now grabbed these islands from Britain, which means I get to core them! Not that they're gonna be worth much, mind you, but I did it! Ooh, little baby boy woke up from his nap. Happy boy. Oh, yeah, give daddy snuggles. Such a good baby boy! Over a year old now, and he's 3 feet tall, I kid you not. And he's walking around and toddling, can't quite run yet, but he's getting there, for frick's sake. This kid's growing like a weed! So, promoting immigration. Local manpower in places like Santiago. 40%. Okay, I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, there's things we can do to boost up some manpower if we have a ridiculous amount of political power. Unfortunately, everyone is joining the Allies as I go here, so everything I'm taking right now, I can't even guarantee that I'm going to get to keep any of this. By the time we're done and the Allies eventually are dead, the Germans will be like, I don't know, I think we want to keep some of this. You're like, excuse me? Anyway, I think this is probably going to be a good place to end things. So yeah, we're in a lot of trouble here, though. I think things are looking great, right? I mean, South America is fully partitioned to the natives. We have successfully kicked out all of the imperial powers of Europe and all those colonizers from the South American continent. But I'm out of manpower, and I still have to kill the United States, and I have no way of getting more manpower, which is a little bit scary. I don't know. We'll think about that one. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.